you doing across Australia? It's great to see you. We are back, and it's great to be with you after such a wonderful... We love a wedding, as we said before.
We love a wedding.
And we love love. And it has been a Monday with a momentous night in Denmark where Frederik X and the Australian-born Mary have been crowned king and queen, their ascension sealed with a kiss.
Tens of thousands braving freezing temperatures, including some Aussies who made the trip to witness the once-in-a-thousand-year event.
A wave from the palace balcony and a kiss. To cheers from tens of thousands of people below. King Frederik X and Mary, Tasmanian girl turned Danish princess, now officially a queen. There were no crowns. This was a scaled-back event in line with the relaxed style of Danish royalty. But the streets of Copenhagen were packed. Official proceedings began just after 1:30, Mary waving from the car on the way to Christiansborg Palace, along with Frederik and their son, 18-year-old Christian, the incoming heir. Shortly after, Queen of 52 years, deeply popular Margaret, was in her carriage and on her way.
Øjeblikket, hvor kronprinsen.
The formalities were simple. At a Council of State meeting inside Christiansborg, the outgoing Queen signed the Declaration of Abdication and the deed was done. Then, the moment crowds had been waiting for. Out on the balcony, a visibly emotional Frederik. The Prime Minister officially proclaiming him king.
Formået at gå i ét med sit kongerige.
I take on this responsibility with respect, pride and great joy, he said. Then roars for Queen Mary. Polls show the Australian is more popular than her husband, an undeniable asset. A very public display of unity from the couple after an infidelity rumour recently made headlines. Their 4 children joining them outside. And again as they made an encore appearance. Australians among those cheering on the homegrown Queen.
Everyone here really likes Queen Mary and they're really excited for her.
One last wave back at home within Amalienborg Palace, the royal colours now transferred there, the final marker of a new era for Denmark, for Europe and for Australia.
Oh, there you go. I thought it was a wedding.
Beautiful wedding, wasn't it, Carlos?
I love that stuff.
I mean, that dress was spectacular.
It looked like, time flies, doesn't it? 20
it really
years
does.
like that. We've got 2 live reports for you this morning in Copenhagen and at home. Let's start with Brett McLeod amongst all the action and celebrations. Brett, good morning to you. The historic day has just concluded with a spectacular fireworks display.
It did, Carl and Sarah. Good morning. And funny you mentioned the wedding, Carl, because I was here for the wedding 20 years ago, and the scenes on the balcony were reminiscent of that, because back then and today, Frederik cried while he was up there, which is very touching, and then there was that kiss between the two of them, which is also very touching. So a lot of people thought back to that day. But also it was very good to see the huge number of people that turned out. Who said this is going to be low-key just because there wasn't a coronation? Tens of thousands of people crammed out the front of the Christiansborg Palace, as well as here at Amalienborg before they left, and when they came back and made another surprise appearance on the balcony behind me. So a day to remember, especially for the 9,000 Australians who call Denmark home and many others who came here for the big day. Lots were in the crowd, carrying their flags, carrying their kangaroos, and filled with pride on a day that no one will forget.
It was all that, Brett. Thank you so much for that. We'll come back to you soon.
All right, let's go now to today's Izabella Staskowski, who is live in Queen Mary's hometown of Hobart. Isa, good morning. Locals stayed up late to watch the historic event there.
Yeah, they certainly did. Good morning to you guys in studio. Here in Tasmania, there's been plenty of excitement, certainly some royal fever about, because of course from humble Hobart, she has become the Queen of Denmark. It is incredibly exciting that this is a real life fairy tale story. Plenty of people from her home suburb of Taroona have their own Queen Mary story. We've been chatting to them. They are really, really excited and really proud of what she has achieved. We know that plenty plenty of people did stay up quite late, walking around, taking in some of the sights and having their own viewing parties at home. This morning you can see here we're standing right next to Constitution Dock. You can see the colours of Denmark are still lit up here. The bridge, of course, lit up as well, and plenty of other places right around Hobart in those red and white colours. But let's take a listen to some of those people who did stay up late to watch the coronation.
It's really nice being a Dane in Tasmania because it's the one connection that people always ask you about, and it's really nice now to have that sort of finalisation of it, even though I think Tasmanians have claimed to have a queen for a long time.
What's it like having a student of your own high school becoming queen of a country?
Oh, look, I think it means a lot to especially the Trina High School community. It would mean a lot to them, but also a warm embrace from all Tasmanians.
That connection between Hobart and Copenhagen, it is only going to become stronger. We do know that the Jack Jumpers here, they want the new king and queen to become patrons of the club. There's also going to be a blue gum planted here in Mary's honour, and they're hoping that there'll be a sister tree planted in Denmark. They can live up to 400 years. And guys, later in the show, we're going to be meeting some fans of Queen Mary, some incredible ladies who are all breast cancer survivors. We'll hear from them a little later.
Just for a second, just say that to yourself again. We have an Aussie queen.
That's right.
I mean, hello.
In the Danish monarchy too, not even the British one. Like, it's pretty
it's so
special.
much cooler.
It's way cooler.
Thank you, Izza. Well, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has revealed Australia will be making a donation to Wildcare Tasmania as a gift to the new King and Queen.
The donation, worth $10,000, will help support the conservation of the endangered Tasmanian devil.
Also making news.
We are joined now by royal expert Mari Ronde, live from Copenhagen. Good evening to you, Denmark time. Lovely to see you. What a day, huh?
Oh, yes. Good morning to you in Australia. It has been an extraordinary day here in Copenhagen. The streets have been filled with happy people just celebrating both our former queen, but also our new king and queen. And it's been an emotional day and a very happy day here in Copenhagen, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of emotion, the new king was quite emotional up there as he watched on as thousands cheered in the freezing cold.
Oh, yes, he was really emotional. And it was very obvious that this was a very big moment for him and also for our new Queen Mary. When she stepped out to our king, it was really... you could really see that this was a big moment. It was a moment that they will remember forever.
Yeah.
It seems like your people there are really into. Look at that! Look at those crowds there. It's just unbelievable. Was it a little surprise that so many came out, or were you expecting all of that?
Well, the streets were really full today, but I'm not surprised. The monarchy is really popular here in Denmark. People really support the Queen, and they really also support our new king and queen. So we've seen people from all over the country coming here for this weekend. They have brought warm jackets and warm socks and champagne and just celebrating through generations. Children, adults and old people have come here to just take part of this day. So I'm not really surprised that so many went to the streets today to just also experience it for themselves and not just see it on TV.
Yeah, I guess it's quite pared back compared to what we've seen, for example, with the coronation in the UK of King Charles there. But this was a moment, I suppose, for Denmark to come together, and we know that's what the royals now are hoping to do. And especially behind our Australian Queen, it's pretty special for us too down under.
Oh, yes. People really came together to see our new King and Queen. And when they arrived here in their home just behind me, people were just standing here and cheering them on when they arrived here, and they came out on the balcony with their 4 children, and people were just really happy to see them, and they really support them, and they take in this big and historic day. So I'm sure we're really excited about how we're going to follow them on the years to come, our new king and queen. So a happy and very, very big historic atmosphere here in Copenhagen today.
Well, apart from Dame Edna, our first Australian Queen, it's very exciting here. You've no doubt had a very long day. We appreciate you being with us today.